Hello everyone, my name is Josh from Drastic and welcome to another suggestive video. In today's suggestive video, we're going to be watching Nexpo. It's called Disturbing Things from Around the Internet, Volume 8. It's 24 minutes long. Make sure you have your water with you, as I do. Water is very important. Anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoy this kind of content, consider leaving a like on the video. It would be very much appreciated. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Josh, and this is what I do. I react to videos, and sometimes I play video games. So if you enjoy that kind of content, consider subscribing and sharing my videos with friends so they may grow and we can all watch and play some awesome videos and video games together. And if you have any suggestions of any videos you'd like me to watch, go down in my comments below, leave me the link or title to the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Anyways, on with the video. What time is it? Nexpo. I wonder how low I can go. Nexpo. Whoa.
Since the dawn of the internet, data sharing across various mediums has been commonplace in many households around the world.
Wonderful.
Allowing everybody to become interconnected within a vast sea of endless information was absolutely inconceivable just a few short decades ago, definitely becoming something that we take for granted today.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna start having chips on our head and everything. It's just the next evolution of humans.
Surface-level internet
honestly.
Content, an underbelly exists that harbors some of the darkest videos, images, posts, stories, and real-life situations that people have documented online. These, for the most part, are largely hidden away from those that refrain from doing a little digging. But luckily for you, tonight we're going to explore 5 of them
I didn't like
that
that.
I recently come across.
What I just saw there.
Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. This is a showcase series of various disturbing finds that I've stumbled upon online in the last few months. If you're new, this is part 8, so if you haven't yet, definitely go check out volumes 1 through 7 after this video.
Oh dang, there's...
With that out of the way,
1
get
through
comfortable
7?
because it's time,
Jesus.
once again, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
From around the internet. Disturbing is... and then it's just... Nexpo, interesting, okay. I feel like I've watched Nexpo before, though. Hallway visitor? What? I didn't like that first video that I saw. I didn't like that. If he tells me a story about it, I'm probably going to get mad.
By a user named Avalesser60. In July of 2011, they would post a video titled Doc Sees Ghost. At just 4 minutes long, the upload involves a woman that went to the kitchen late at night to grab a snack. On the way back to her room, she noticed her dog standing at the end of the hallway, staring at something and absolutely refusing to come to her, no matter what. At this point, she pulls her phone out to begin filming, realizing that something isn't right here.
What do you mean?
Can you come over here now? Come here, Smooch. Come on. Can you come here?
He's wagging his tail.
Come here, Smooch. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. It's okay.
That dog
Okay,
sees
come
something.
It's okay. Come on. Come here. Come by mommy. Come on. Smooch, come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here.
dog could see something that she can't.
After a couple minutes of this, she eventually begins yelling out, "Leave my dog alone," convinced that she's accompanied by some sort of entity that's preying on her dog. Standing firm, she continues to convince it to come to her.
Really?
Good. I opened your cabinet for you. Come in. Come in. Alex, come in. Come here, baby. Come in. Leave my dog alone. Come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on, Smooch. Come. 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 Come.
Like we just saw at the end, the dog never ends up following her command,
No.
ultimately retreating around the corner. The comments on this video are surprisingly sparse. Some were drawing parallels to their strange experience with their pets, while others were attempting to rationalize the situation.
My dog
One
sometimes
commenter
growls and
claimed
barks at
that this
random
wasn't
things.
the work of any sort of ghost
But-
at all, but rather, the dog was scared of the black box at the edge of the frame, or what it presumed to be a shadow in the kitchen. Now, in a way this makes sense, but they're hell-bent on staying on their side of the hallway at all costs. Dogs generally know their homes pretty well. What about this box or shadow would freak it out so much here? Also, we can notice that the dog stares up at the top right corner for most of the video, which makes it seem like whatever it's scared of isn't exactly on or near the floor.
No.
Nonetheless, the video is strange, and at just over 1.5 thousand views in nearly 8 years, it definitely deserves some more insight.
years? Yeah, it deserves a little
This
bit more.
dog
Come on,
saw
guys.
something. What that something is, exactly, is unclear, and it might sit that way.
Maybe she just doesn't constantly
For good.
post. She needs to constantly post, like I do. That's the only way you can grow your channel, is if you constantly post. It's just facts. Women in the tree. Woman in. Ooh, there goes my phone.
This
I
second
caught it.
entry comes from a YouTube video that gained major traction a couple years ago. Over on the channel by the name of Jitu Kumar, a video was posted on October 1st of 2017, titled, "Bital Woman Viral Video."
I see no one.
This centers around a mysterious lady from the Bital village and carries with it an insane amount of questions. The video in question is 7 minutes long, and here we can see a shot of a woman in a white robe sitting in a tree.
Oh,
Nothing really all that out of the ordinary.
I do see her.
For the next couple minutes, we can see her making her way up to the top, still relatively normal.
And then
Perhaps she's doing some sort of show or just enjoys climbing trees. Really,
Yeah.
to each their own.
Yeah,
The
really.
video begins to get strange though when you begin to take a look around the cameraman. Many are filming, which begins to drive home the idea that something just isn't right here. Around the 4-minute mark, something incredibly bizarre happens. She finally makes her way to the top and just stands there, motionless.
No, she's moving. Yeah, she's real. That's a real
What's
person.
blowing my mind about this entire thing, first and foremost, is how she's managing to keep her balance all the way at the top of this large tree on such a small branch.
That's probably not
Doesn't
really
seem
that.
to bow.
No,
and it
it's
doesn't look
just-
like she has any support.
No, it's just the distance. It's the distance. The branch is actually much, much larger than what you think it is.
To keep her so still. So what's going on? Incredibly curious about the context here, I dug through the comments, but this didn't lead very far. Some were simply writing this off as totally fake, while others, like myself, were trying to get some backstory. What I was able to find though was a video by a channel called Viral V. They posted this footage as well, and made the claim that this woman was doing this because she was possessed by a spirit. Now,
Okay.
I wasn't able to find any definitive proof of this claim, and it could very easily be written off as mere dramatization.
No, this
Reaching
woman.
for something more definitive.
It was
I did some
nothing.
more digging
Guys,
on
it was
this
nothing.
woman
It was
in
just
tree
wasn't a
phenomenon,
windy
and
day.
found a few other videos of various people doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
All with crowds surrounding them, cheering them on, and filming. This leads me to the assumption that this has to be some sort of ritual. Unfortunately, information about said ritual is incredibly sparse online,
Well,
so
yeah.
this is merely another theory.
I'm sure.
Nonetheless, the woman ended up making it back down safely. Whether this was the work of a demonic possession or a sort of rite of passage, this footage
Probably
is bizarre,
rite of passage.
and to this day, remains cloaked in mystery.
It's probably very pretty up there. It was really nothing, honestly. The branch was probably really big, or she was just really light. I mean, they don't eat a whole lot. They're very...
In August of 2013, a
August?
Florida man named Derek Medina
Florida
and his wife,
man?
Jennifer Alfonso were going about their lives after becoming recently remarried. Unbeknownst to most that knew them, though, their marriage would soon begin to take an extremely grim turn.
I better not see that video I saw
On
earlier
August 8th,
today.
Derek would post a sudden Facebook status. From his cell phone at about 8 p.m. that night,
I better not
he would
see
go
that
forth
video.
to say this. I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. Love you guys, miss you guys, take care Facebook, you'll see me in the news. My wife was punching me and I'm scared. I'm not going to stand anymore with the abuse, so I did what I did. I hope you understand me. Fittingly, his Facebook friends were shocked. Was this some sort of joke? A hoax? Was he hacked? Not quite, as soon after this post went live, he'd contact his relatives, explain to them what happened, change clothes, and head over to the police station to turn himself in. During the initial investigation, authorities caught sight of security cameras that Medina had put up in their home. After confiscating that and going over the footage, we're able to see firsthand what actually played out that
Yeah, what
night.
actually played out. He probably lied about her punching him. Oh, it's distressing. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, you got it? But that doesn't mean it's 18 years or older. Plus. Seems to be doing the dishes. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. I mean, yeah. Like, wow. Like, there isn't much to say. And then a little bit later, here come in the police. Why'd you let the family come in? Like, I saw a random neighbor.
You might notice in that video that after the smoke flies up from the gunshots, he leaves the room before returning to take a second look at her. This wasn't just to take a second look. Remember that Facebook status that I mentioned prior from Derek? He posted another one as well at around the same time.
Was it a
In
photo
this
of her?
other post by him, we're able to see his deceased wife slumped back. The caption that he attached to this was a grim R.I.P. Jennifer Alfonso. Since this happened, Derek Medina had, like we established, turned himself in. Interestingly though, he pled in self-defense, claiming that she charged at him with a knife. Because of this claim and the results of the investigation, he was convicted of second-degree murder and ultimately was sentenced to life in prison. Across the internet, you're able to find more surveillance videos of what actually went on behind closed doors in their home. These are hard to watch, but ultimately reveal that the domestic struggles that the two faced in their relationship or probably more common than we think.
Oh well. I mean, he turned himself in, so what do you want? He didn't... It's not like he really got away with it, so it doesn't really matter.
February 21st, 2018.
He's in there for
Northwest
life.
Dallas suburb,
Unless if he gets
2
out
house
on
fires
parole,
would occur
obviously.
in a residential neighborhood. These were later determined to be linked to a natural gas pipeline that runs straight through the community. 2 days later, a third incident would play out just around the corner.
Lovely.
On February 23rd, the Rogers family's lives would be forever changed when a natural gas explosion would occur within their home.
Within their
Ominously,
home?
The
That
moments
sucks.
leading up to this were actually documented by their 12-year-old daughter, Michelita. According
Documented?
to the Rogers family, she was recording iPhone videos early that morning for fun, goofing off and sharing her excitement as she got ready for a cheerleading event later that day.
What a Deus Ex Machina. Legitly.
I'm gonna get ready for the NCA, National Cheerleaders Association, today. So I'm gonna start
You
there, turn
poor,
my lamp,
poor
because then
kid.
all of the lights. So I went ahead and connected my straightener, and I still have to connect the
Did she at least
current
survive
wire.
the blast?
And
That's what I
already
care
got
about.
halfway started doing the braid.
After this, she would proceed to make a time lapse of the next few minutes as she got ready. The first few seconds of this seemed pretty ordinary, and there was absolutely no implication that anything had gone awry. Until one frame, when the camera goes dark.
One frame? It takes one frame? Yeah, here's the time lapse. Dude, that happens so fast. Slow motion, 10 speed. Like just a normal day. And then out of nowhere, just ends. Just ends. Nothing you can do.
This gas explosion had led to the passing of Michelita and the injury of her parents and brother.
Oh my
According to her mother,
God.
who was out of the room, this happened out of nowhere while she was asleep. Once it happened and she came to, her and her husband rushed over to their daughter to find her stuck under dresser drawers. After getting her out, they rushed her outside to firefighters who laid her on the ground, as she, at the time, was still alive. In the moments during this, her mother would whisper to her in Spanish, "Fight like a warrior," confident that she got the message. After being rushed to the hospital, about a half hour later, she was pronounced dead by doctors who claimed that her internal injuries were simply too severe.
Yeah.
The explosion had decimated
You
their
can
house,
fight as
causing
hard
the
as you
roof to
want,
cave in
but-
and for it to sit, to this day, in ruin. Since this haunting event, Michelita has
hard.
become one of 9 people to have died by natural gas leaks in North Texas since 2006.
Dude.
Since this, her mother has spoken out, claiming that it hasn't gotten easier. "Some days, I don't feel the damage in my body. I feel the pain in my heart." A lawsuit was later filed against Atmos Energy, who were in the neighborhood replacing aging steel pipes during the days leading up to and on the date of her passing. Apparently, the neighborhood that they lived in was long neglected by the company, leading to the onslaught of gas-related incidents in the area. While the company has denied the claims, the lawsuit is still pending.
Just
The
give
passing of
him.
Michelita is undoubtedly something that no family should ever have to endure. She fought like a warrior, but seeing as she was at the very epicenter of this blast, not shielded by any walls or barriers, her life had come to an end in one of the most tragic ways imaginable.
God. So stupid.
A widow named Sandra Harold and her pet chimpanzee,
Ah!
Travis, have lived together in Stamford, Connecticut
Hi!
since 1995. Having raised him with her late husband since he was just days old,
That's terrible.
Sandra often referred to Travis as more of a son than a pet.
Yeah, no, he's gonna
They'd
kill
often
you.
Bring him along to work and his shopping trips around town. And
He's
having
gonna-
been socialized around humans for his entire life, the Harolds maintained a growing trust in what they believed to be his extremely calm and well-trained demeanor.
No, it's a wild animal. Those things
On the
can
night
rip your
of
arms
February
off.
16th,
And they will.
2009, this notion would be thrown into a tailspin when
Duh.
a friend by the name of Charla Nash would visit them. At around the same time she'd arrived, Travis had gotten a hold of Sandra's car keys and left the house. Noticing that Charla was holding a Tickle Me Elmo, Travis's favorite toy, he brutally attacked her, latching his hands onto her face and pulling it apart,
Yep.
piece by piece.
Yep.
At this point, Sandra would grab a butcher knife and run out to begin stabbing him in an attempt to get him to stop. This ended up being futile though,
Oh,
as
yeah.
it only made him angrier.
Yep.
Since this was the case, Sandra rushed back to grab the phone. She dialed 911 and in a desperate plea, manically described the situation as it was unfolding in front of her.
Oh, and we gotta hear it.
Stand for 911. Where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rock River Road.
What's the
Send
problem?
the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry. Please tell him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
These things are wild animals. You don't keep these things. These people who think they can keep them past their childhood are stupid.
Oh, God.
When the police arrived, Travis, after engaging with the officers, was shot numerous times, which resulted in his death. As for Carla, her face was completely ripped off, and she was immediately rushed to the hospital, where she underwent over 7 hours of surgery on her face and hands. According to medics, she lost her hands, nose, eyes, lips, mid-face bone structure, and maintained significant brain injuries.
That's
A
what
few
they
weeks
do.
later, it was announced that she'd be blind for life. Afterwards, she was offered the opportunity to undergo experimental transplant surgery due to the extreme nature of her injuries, and this seemed to be successful. Until later, when her body began to reject them, resulting in her undergoing even more corrective surgery. According to toxicology reports, shortly before this incident, Travis had been given a mixture of prescribed Xanax and tea in Sandra's attempt at treating his Lyme disease. This is widely believed to be the cause of his manic episode,
Oh,
as
no.
the drug causes paranoia and hallucinations in chimpanzees.
Yeah, sure, okay, yeah.
In 2009, the Nash family would file a $50 million lawsuit against Sandra Harold. A year later, though, at age 72, Harold would pass away due to a ruptured aortic aneurysm. Because of this, the Nash family ended up reaching a settlement with Harold's estate, which was valued at about $4 million. Charla Nash is, to this day, still undergoing recovery efforts from the attack. What
God.
played out on the night of February 16th, 2009
They're
is incredibly
terrible.
tragic and will undoubtedly remain in the back of her mind.
They're
the rest of her life.
terrifying. You can't control these animals. I don't care, because it's just one accident like this. You give them a Xanax. They go insane. Just one little thing. One
The
little thing.
internet
You
is a
messed up.
beautifully enigmatic place. All over it.
God, I
you're able to
loved
find
this.
oddities buried within its darkest
I
corners,
loved this.
and
We are
tonight,
going
we've
to
touched
watch
on
another
5 of
one.
them.
I promise you. I
Thank you
loved
so much
this.
for joining me in
This
this
was
8th
great.
installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I'm watching another one. I will watch another one. I probably will watch another one right after this because I loved that. That was amazing. Anyways, guys, as always, stay strong, everyone. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt, wear your helmet, wear your mask. Don't put the flashlight behind you. Don't look in the haunted mirrors. And don't buy a monkey. Just don't. And as always, have a nice day. God. People just don't. They're wild animals. Don't buy a monkey. Don't.